Why not? Let them surprise us. I can only assume that there's at least X amount of people who are tuning in again tonight because they were convinced by evil geniuses yesterday. Newfound fans for these players as they took down Furia. Y'all ready for round 2? Hex gets 3. And he was still up. Those dual Berettas.
Wow.
Man, Joda just unleashes, and it looked fantastic with Hex 3K, but look at the carnage, the gore, the mess that's left on this ramp. All those, that's Joda.
Still a very possible round here, though, from Junior. Not just because he put up great clutches yesterday, or because he had, you know, multiple 180-yard maps yesterday, or because he's just been the most consistent.
He's going to go clear short again, but that extra clear just now, which I understand why he wants it,
like
probably doesn't feel safe without it.
He's got a smoke too, so.
Really let them get that much closer. Joda's just going to spam through, doesn't find a single contact. And Junior's still worried about that other player, but now he goes back for that gap. Where'd they get off to? They're both to his right. Junior's pressing around them.
Oh my
They've
God.
lost track of him. They're going to assume that he's gone either short or ramp, and the bomb's on this side. Do they expect it now? They turn back around. They're going to try to push him. He takes the head off Vinny. A gush as well to Joda, but it's just not there. Not enough.
God damn.
Another close clutch from Junior.
Played it so well.
But Pistol Imperial.
And he was just certain that they may have been, you know, they could have been 2 on the ramp, 2 on that late re-clear, but even pushing the smoke back to give himself the best chance of the clutch.
The B site. That will be his responsibility all map long.
And they were wisely waiting out the smoke. Still enough time to do so. Shota getting to a better position.
Clean one there. Still a comfortable amount of space between him and his enemies to fall back, reposition, and not be afraid. But Rush gonna send a shiver down their spine. Joda looks the wrong way. And Walco's Tech 9 connects. Vinny goes over top, a little bit more damage, cleans up Walco. Even 2v2. Fallen comes over.
They're the smoke down.
Oh, Molotov.
That's rushed by Vinny.
Fallen trades back. Junior wraps his back around
He might
towards
take
the
a
top
peek, though,
ramp.
because he left so quickly.
Fallen's not looking the right direction yet. Has a smoke to cover bomb, but then that Deagle's gonna spam away. And before Fallen can even see him, he takes a shot to the chest, 59 health. And Junior with the Deagle, no armor.
Wow.
Labeled the biggest upset of the showdown so far.
20 seconds, actually.
Inviting smoke. They're gonna go ahead, charge 2 players past it. Third guy dies. Vinny, killer instinct. Comes back through smoke. Does more damage onto Rush. This
10
sets
seconds.
up bolts perfectly because with that little amount of time, now they're scrambled. Joda just shoots through him. Vinny, with an ambitious push, cutting off the third player from the first 2 with the double back, frag on the reload.
So I wonder if there are any specific nade tells that he found that EG don't know about yet. However, we can pay... Oh, what?
What's Walco
Oh,
up
they've
to?
used Walco as a lurk in the past, but this time 2 kills.
Yeah, not usually that successful in the frag department. Vinny loses his head to Rush. Off peak does stop bomb.
But I think they're giving this up. Wow, that's a
save.
Massive play from Walco.
Who doesn't get to survive the round, but arguably wins it.
The flanks that it opens up, and the really, really slow ones, especially through spawn, where Evil Genius's rounds are quite slow, so you can actually make use of those. But, oh, this is an explosion.
Yikes. Joda almost caught on the hot swap. Still picks up 2. And Cello comes around from Orange to make sure that they get no closer to that bomb site. Solid double kill coming out of Joda. 10 and 3 is his start at the moment. Smoke into the site. Bolts. There's that lurk you're talking about.
Oh.
Junior doubles back, stops him. However, it's all on George. Picks up 1 in the 3.
Oh.
And Fallen's Deagle gets it done. Another nail biter that comes down to the final player. And yet another Imperial round win regardless.
Wow. Loving the emergent storylines. George is definitely a problem still. Yeah, we're seeing that Imperial are trying to do what Furia didn't last time. But EG are keeping eyes on this. Let's see how this goes with the Mac 10. Okay, there it is. Last bit of awareness from Fallen.
Vinny just playing back.
That's nicely done from Fallen.
George is already clambered over top of the wood wall, so tucked on the left side. His teammates leave him. Remember the consistency in those A ramp lurks from Walco. George, clean headshot, but there's no teammates to follow this up just yet. They are coming back because of that entry. Joda's not too far away, and teammates inbound. Fallen trying to get that op in. Molly lands on Joda. That gets him off his position while he's blind. Really good usage of the Molly and the flash. And George going above and beyond at the moment. Fallen almost dead. Here comes the flank yet once more. Walco's not able to hold it. We've got 3 players down to just 2. Man advantage goes back to Imperial, but the health advantage not so. And Bolt buys time. Spam not far off. Rushes Tech9, pops up, dies. And now we're going to have to get George to go above and beyond. Somehow, someway, Imperial, with the finest of margin left on Fallen, are able to get this B site back under control.
Yeah, that really slipped out of their control. And the sad thing is for EG, all their utility was beautiful. It's just that the peaks were not. And we'll actually get a chance to see Nuke picked up next, but this is EG's pick.
Chlorine mutiny.
Wow. Vinny getting pieced up here inside the B site once again. George wasn't even totally ready for it.
Shut him down, though. Little solo play here from Hext.
It's a lot of info, however. I think they know that B is open now.
Yes.
With that kill.
A lot of damage, however, the other way, right? And what do you prefer to have? All of your health?
What's interesting is they're taking speed towards A site.
Walco gonna try to get closer. Ooh. Nice. I don't even know if that flash blinded Walco. I think he just straight up won the duel. Bogdan. Cello's got the op. Rush is already standing on the crane, and we've got 4 players here for EG.
Yes, and there is no plan to re-clear short, so we're looking for utility right now. They've got wall smokes ready. 1 single flash to scale. No mollies for jump up. And I think the boost is going to come in. It looks like they just want to pick first. They don't grab that. Oh, the Fallen chops him down at the knees.
Low health, right? Doesn't help. Hext gets cleaned up real quick, and Junior had his chance at the pick when that op first jumped across. Won't be able to take a second shot because Cello body bags him. George 1v4. Time's not on his side, but a nice clean headshot will give him a chance to save that AWP, so he thinks. Fallen through the tarp.
Damn, now this is
How does this include me?
This is gonna be.
I'll be like
I
Bruce
want help.
Buffer.
I want help. I want help.
I'll Bruce Buffer ring. You know, I'll announce him for you. Little jump up to try and keep eyes on construction. 3rd player in the background. That's the one that elicits Fallen shot, because you know he would have just kept crawling out. But Hext has 1 health. Junior's on 5. It's a 4v4, but barely. They're going to try to get that walk back into the B site. Vinny's not here as he usually is. Joda comes back, could very well get caught off by George. Sure enough, flash finds its home. George catches Joda, and the CT's a little bit out of position there because of all the presence in middle. Vinny decides to throw himself forward, gets caught by the flash. Walco can't capitalize right away, but still gets his in the end. So those 2 players on such little health, not a problem. Walco and George coming through instead.
They feel like they've stopped them from having that confidence, but here, once they get this default and quad kill, getting to this spot right here has always been the trouble for EG, but together another 5, we'll see.
Fallen turned away for a second, but felt comfortable enough to just extend out. You know, Rush was right here on the right side of Fallen's peak. Could have made contact as Fallen went deeper, but the timing works out to Imperial's favor. And they edge ever closer to their 10th.
16-2. What a map from Fallen. But EG, they play 4v5s in a dignified fashion. They squeeze it for every bit of time. They believe they can clutch at the end if things call for it. They don't simply start taking risks that you see teams take in 3v5 and things like that too early. Oh my god, the adjustment from Junior. Jota comes right underneath the scope. I don't think Junior could have seen anything. The pure audible reaction. And that makes it a 4v4 with 40 seconds.
Majority of EG starting to work back up that ramp. Fallen is over there. And it's going to take something to get him off this position. Will that something be Walco? Feels like sometimes EG don't really play short side when they approach the site. And now Fallen just switching out to the Desert Eagle as Bolts also connects with that mid lurk. So it's just these last two players. They try to come at Fallen a second time, and Rush meets the same fate as Walco. Fallen gives chase, trying to deny Junior this AWP save. The whole camp's coming for him. Run. Run, Peyton, run. He should be fine up here. Woo! Quick one. Junior pounds shots through the wall. Walco finds Cello. Looks like Cello decided to take an initiative. Cost him.
Yeah, there's been this tacit understanding that Cello is going to play around the short, but he actually hasn't been that aggressive recently.
So Jota, he's happy to keep on fighting. Double off the A1S.
And he's got a favorable smoke there to slow him down even more.
Definitely a retrievable situation here for EG, but again, short is always their problem, I feel. And Fallen, he'll get traded out by George immediately, who, because of his own team's molly, can't go out. He's just burning. But because of that, Bolts never suspects that George is going to be coming running through on fire. Nade, though, for George. Down to 9. Vinny with the double spray. Lines them up as they just want to exit. 22 health makes the difference. An op saved, and EG still stuck on 3.
Excellent from the B rotator here, or sorry, the B anchor in Vinny to come over and have to pull off a clutch, but fantastically done. And he's the one who put the nade pressure on. Also had the flashes because he knew he had to delay in some way, and it served as a fake at the same time.
Here's Cello. Holding on jump up. George plants bomb. We've got a 5v5 retake to finalize this first 15. EG have had their moments, they've had their opportunities, but it has been Imperial with real resolve in some of these retakes and some of these close quarters B holds. This one seems like maybe it's asking too much, though. Final utility comes out of Imperial for the retake. Walco up close on sight falls to Vinny. We've got man advantage here for Imperial. Bomb. It's ticking pretty quick, and Fallen's just gonna try to stick it. No, not like this. Don't take it! He robs them of just one more measly round.
On top of clutches, op shots hit a rifle clip or two. He was the problem.
So now a pistol really could spell disaster for evil geniuses. Oh, Hex can't make his Berettas look quite as good as Jota's. Remember, we had that nasty 3K from him last round down on ramp. Well, not meant to be this time. So an easy 13th queued up unless Junior and Rush come through with some miraculous moment. And as much as we can talk about Fallen's off impact for Imperial, we didn't get the Junior of yesterday for EG, who, even despite some of their more difficult no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, Cello, no, Cello. Okay. At that point, I'd take a bullet to the back of the head before a knife inside the spleen.
9.
Wowza.
Wowza. 2? 2.0? 2.10? I'm just going to say all the numbers. We'll get there someday. Okay.
Guns up. Potentially for the only round of EG's CT side, but Hex is going to be fighting tooth and nail to make it more than one. His 2K is what keeps things even here on A. Imperial have wasted no time, no antics, no gimmicks, no guises to what they're up to.
They know that EG have a limited amount of utility they could have approached on a round like this, so fast up the A ramp. 2 trades mean this is a very T-sided affair suddenly. And now they're looking to punish the re-aggression. Let's see if the shoulder peek is good. No, misses the timing, but he doesn't die.
Comes back and is traded. Fallen still just sitting back. Bolts is dead. Fallen next. We've got a round on the board for EG.
Getting a touch sloppy here on the CT approaches. X dealing with him on short.
That nade.
Great pressure with the nade.
Excellent utility, but will it be enough? George going to take to the top of sandbags only to die to bolts at the distance. But damn, that utility was immense.
Now they've got to worry about a flank because they have two here both spotted. CTs have also actually just waited here towards A, not working on any kind of flank. This is the kind of round you want to fast forward about 30 seconds just because there's no incentive for Imperial to go A right now. The only question is if EG will split up now or later.
Maybe not at all. Got a Molotov to prevent the deep CT peek, and that's exactly where Rush comes in from. Dropping that bomb forces Joda to walk back. He'll waste no more time, though. Punches it in quick. Oh, that nade could have just won the... Oh, a second! Double dunk. And EG retake for a sixth with 2 players standing.
Nice. That pays off since they both stayed close to the site. No chance for Joda to attempt the 1v2.
He's at bat, though, here towards ramp. Teammate right behind him. He gets the first, loses Hex. Ooh, Rush caught diving back behind sandbags. Now that's going to be 2 low players here on A for EG. They don't have to commit Imperial. They could just back up. These smokes make things weird, but they're going to keep up with that pressure. CT's come through with another couple kills. Junior's op on the rotate and Rush from inside smoke. So health advantage in the 2v2 belongs to EG. And now, just like last round, we get that pause where anything becomes possible.
It is like Groundhog Day here on the ramp again. But this time, they're going to assume EG try the same play and stick around. Rush this time instead of Junior. Or the reverse. Good amount of utility to try to retake, of course. B is sometimes fun to retake. In a 2v2, we'll see with the time on their side. I'd still rather be the T side probably, but you know, we're looking at 2 players that are basically half HP. Now, these smokes could actually play a big factor. So they're trying to do something interesting here, keeping 1 player ahead of it. No pressure in from heaven just yet. And HE maybe coming out late, but it goes
too far.
Yeah. And Joe has the resmoke. Okay. All in an effort to simply delay for time.
Yeah. Gives up his forward position, playing behind green instead. Looks like Walco's going to throw his smoke out. That creates a pocket between the 2 that Walco could take over. Imperial very happy to just suddenly disperse, right? Considering how far in they were, they just go all the way back. Now trying to play that time. Walco finds a headshot. They're not on the defuse till now. Walco down to 2 seconds. Joda has to get him off, and he's just not on the money.
Wow, that's a nice retake, man.
Clean. Stacked up. We'll see if any individual can shine from either side. Nade's well-timed towards top ramp. They just walk straight into the shooting gallery. Hex is gonna swing. Dies. 5 seconds, which means Rush can just stop that bomb in its tracks. And even though Walco, this whole entire round, hasn't seen a soul, he is the last remaining survivor, picks it up, and keeps EG Black's CT side rolling.
And can I ask you, you ever see EG try round like that on their T side? Starting to look a little bit desperate now. Running out of time is obviously a sign of weakness. Ooh, last thing you want is 1 lucky kill to go your way. George gets clipped.
Because it only takes 2 round wins, and Imperial close this out.
And this will be very telling now. You know, 5v4 advantage. They've got their buy-in. However, when we look at who has utility, we've got 1 smoke on Cello and a full kill on Fallen. That's it. He's got bars of gold in his pocket. If he dies, they're likely going to get crushed. They don't have much counterplay to an op.
Feels like it has to be 1 concise swoop, 1 follow through with that wave of nades, or dry peek from Vinny. And he's not looking away from quad. He does not believe this is clear. He doesn't believe it one bit. Flash comes out, Walco doesn't move a muscle. And the fact there's no response off that flash. Oh, Walco! Substantial damage, no kills, all perfectly timed over the top of middle. And Junior doesn't clip him, concerned about the potential A play. There's nothing there. Just wants to get the hell out. Imperial with a 5v4 felt like they could confidently just fixate on one site. The added benefit of bolts, 2 kills for him in this one. Imperial will take 15.
A retake in place, or sorry, a comeback in place, but now they've got no money.
Not a lot left between them and a loss here on map 1. Rush gonna try to hold on for dear life. Can't get away from Fallen, who sure enough has been muted in the last few rounds. Beauty of a dig out of Walco to kick it off, but he just can't get the multi-kill. So it's gonna need to be Hexed and George.
Also, that was a nice lurk that they actually got off in that last round through heaven.
Molly goes far beyond. Oh. Yeah, the util goes behind Hexed. He slides out, catches Vinny. At least this one's been evened out. But EG's still playing in the dark.
Will fall in. He was the carry throughout the first half. He's now started to collect some kills here in the second. Could be the full closer. The CTs will be left guessing a little bit, and the bomb is looking in the exact right location at the moment. Looks like Fallen is just a few seconds away from joining Cello and walking into an open site. We've got, if you want to count this as retake utility, a decoy for George, and maybe a gun that he can find along the way. I'm not even sure, but they would definitely rather it be A in this situation. So let's see if they can close it out.
Got the nades to take the site, that's for sure. No defenders here for EG. No flashes to even get them through it. Cello safely plants this bomb. Not gonna be grabbed either, but Hexed, he's just gonna get the quick kill. Straight up duel versus Cello. Is Fallen gonna take this from them? He's the reason this was so lopsided. And he gives up that angle. Hex shows a little skin. Both CTs closing this distance. Where the hell have they got off to? George plays on top of orange boxes. And a very swift, retake from EG.
Nicely done, Hexed.
Nicely done. They finished the job on that retake.
But the B attack looks imminent. Going forward with the boost at the same time as the smoke lands. Players tied up over towards A. There it is.
Same engagement that won them their last round.
Got around the molly.
Then he sees the shadow. Walco backs up right into his own death. And Vinny's just gonna stay tucked in here. That's a quick movement from Rush, and that's exactly what opens up the timing in middle. It creates a pocket. Because Rush moves over, bolts, then gets a chance to strike with no resistance. Hex comes back around from elevator as Fallen plants bomb on A. Junior's been preoccupied this entire time, and Hex dies immediately after. Same engagement to kick it off, but this time with a layer from Imperial over towards that A site. Protocols in place, backup plans ready to go, and no desperate move needed because each of those kills goes smoothly the way of Imperial. So after an excellent, a dominating first half that made us think EG didn't have what it took to go toe-to-toe with Imperial, this one will get closed. They had to work for it those last few rounds, and unfortunately for Evil Geniuses, we did not get a junior top performance as we did every single map versus Furia.